Welcome to Carlisle, everybody. We're at the Ford Nationals 2026. I'm REVan Evan, and you're watching the REVan Evan channel. Today, we are going to be cruising this place. Massive amount of cars, trucks, everything. But we're talking to Andrew here. He's got a beautiful 64 Wagon. I'm kind of on a wagon kick lately, and this one stopped me in my tracks. It looks plain from the outside, but it's hiding a little secret. Andrew, welcome to the channel.
Thanks, Evan. Glad to be here.
Beautiful Fairlane 500 Wagon, 64. Clean as they come. Look down the side of this thing. I love the dog dishes, but it's hiding a little secret. Let's dig right in, because when I walked up, the hood was up, and I couldn't believe what I saw. Very clean. Let's check it out. Look at this. It's a small block, but it's super clean, super detailed. I asked Andrew if he did all the work himself. He said yes. I said, I gotta learn more. So it's got the old style air cleaner and that silver paint. Let's get going, Andrew. Tell us about your car.
Okay, well, it's I'll start with the car. The car is a 64 Fairlane. I bought it from a guy that at the time it had 55,000 original miles, was a 260 two-speed Ford-O-Matic. And it's a museum piece, basically. It was built in September of '63, so it's one of the first Fairlanes and one of the first Fairlane wagons for 64. And I drove it for a number of years with the 260 in it, and being a hot rodder and never having a really good car to start with, I decided to make it a hot rod.
Where are you from, and where did you find the car?
Well, right now I'm from Lincoln University, Pennsylvania, but at the time I was living in Arizona, and I found the car on eBay thinking I could never afford it, and I called the guy, and he told me and the car was in Pennsylvania at the time. He told me if you fly out here and don't buy the car because it's that clean, I'll refund your ticket.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I
flew out here.
that?
That was 2009.
Okay.
So I flew out here with my youngest son David, and we took a look at it, and I was sold right away. The car is just immaculate.
Are you from this part of the country originally?
Originally from New England. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Just did a work stint out west for a while.
Got you. What type of work do you do?
I'm an engineer.
Oh, fantastic. So let's start under the hood, because I was intrigued by the beauty of the wiring, the way it's laid out.
Thanks.
The mechanical side of things. So take me through the engine.
Okay, well, the engine is it's a Dart block with Dart aluminum heads. It's a stroked 5-liter, basically. It's 348 cubic inches.
Can we pop the air cleaner off?
Yeah, we can. It's carbureted.
Nice. Look at the way that the air conditioning lines run, the fuel lines. I'm going to go around the other side, because I also saw that you did a really beautiful job on the throttle linkage, because that is definitely not stock.
No. Had to fabricate that to clear the air cleaner and clear the bracket that's one day going to hold the cable for the cruise control.
So I'm sorry I cut you off, but keep going on the engine there.
Okay. Runs awesome. Pulls like a freight train.
Still running on gasoline?
Oh yeah. Yep. Runs on gasoline, and this is the first time I've had it out in a number of years with this combination, and it looks like I'm getting close to 20 miles per gallon, and that's because I have a 4R70 with overdrive, and I got a 9-inch in the rear with 350s.
Okay.
For rear gear. Got tall rear tires, so on the highway it tools along at 70 miles an hour. It's barely skipping a beat.
What exhaust is on it? I see you got some nice fabricated headers there.
Yeah, a very good guy, Jeff Moyer, fabricated those for me, because I just couldn't get it to work right with the hypo. I had hypo exhaust manifolds on here, just couldn't get them to work right for me. So
look at the rail that you made to hold the spark plug wires.
Yeah, I fabbed that up just because I couldn't stand the spark plug wires just floating out in the breeze.
And tell me about what front dress is on it.
Oh, down here in the front?
Yep.
That's a system that I worked on with Jones Racing Products, and we came up with that because I wanted the air conditioner compressor on the passenger side and the alternator on the driver's side, because I didn't want the hoses running all over the place. So
gotcha.
That's the same reason why I fabbed up those stainless heater lines. Instead of having heater hoses that drape all over everything, I've got these two stainless lines that feed back to the heater core across the intake manifold.
Gotcha. And then the strut tower brace, is that something you made?
Yeah, that's a Kreitz.
Okay.
So, and it's got coilover front end from a company called Control Freak. They're awesome to work with, make a great product. And I've got their 4-bar rear with a
Oh, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, so it's coilovers all around, disc brakes all around.
Look at the trim work though. I love the way the 64s look.
Yeah.
That's real nice.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of detail that they put into the design of cars back then to make them unique.
Oh yeah, all the different trim.
Yep. And this is all Wagon unique, right?
Yep.
So
let's take a look inside. Tell me about the interior.
So the interior is all factory original from September of '63. The gauges I had made by a company called Speed Hut. I tried to keep them looking as stock looking as possible with the right font. So now I have a GPS speedometer. I got full instrumentation for oil pressure, water temperature, voltage, and fuel. Instead of idiot lights.
Right.
Like I said, it's got a 4R70 transmission in it. 9-inch rear, dual exhaust, electric tailgate window.
And it's a ranch wagon model?
Yep.
Lots of great activities going on.
You don't see the 64 wagons very often because everybody does the Thunderbolt clones. There's kind of a few here of the different years.
Well, that's because after the family got through filling them with old French fries and potato chips and spilled sodas from the kids, they went to the local plumber or painter or carpenter, and he drove it to its death, and then they ended up in the boneyard. So they got all used up except for this one.
So can we pop the back open, take a look back here?
Oh, sure.
Electric window, that's neat.
Yeah, it's excellent. It used to be a window crank. It's all factory original.
And there's some seats hiding under there?
Well, yeah, that's a storage compartment that also folded up to a seat if you bought the optional cushion package.
It actually has a lock on it, huh?
Yeah. If I can figure out.
Oh, look at that.
So it folds up. That would be your third seat for your kiddos. There'd be a cushion package and a cushion that hung over the back.
Oh, wow.
No seat belts.
So was the bodywork and paint done when you got it?
No, the bodywork, sort of. The bodywork was as straight and as perfect as it is right now. This car's never been hit. It's never been rusted. Put the right key in. And I did have it repainted because there was a couple spots where it had been touched up over the years. And I'll do that later. And I just wasn't happy with it.
What made you do the dog dish look with the wheels and tires?
Just to be different. When I bought the car, it had 5 spokes on it, and they looked awesome. But everybody runs 5 spokes, so I just wanted to do something a little different, without taking away from the plainness of the, it's a station wagon, right?
Yep.
So I wanted it to look like a station wagon on the outside.
Beautiful.
Okay. So because it's a 4R70, I needed a really good transmission cooler, and so I didn't want to just bolt it down underneath. There is no underneath on this car. Everything's taken. So this is where I mounted it, and I didn't want it to look obtrusive or like it didn't belong. So it was quite a task fitting that in there with the grill, and because of the taper of the grill here, as you can see, at this corner, there's no room. So I had to fit all that together.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And make it serviceable if needed.
Right. Well, I could see the fact that when you said you're an engineer, I wasn't shocked because you can tell there's a lot of thought put into every part of this car. I mean, look at the wiring, even down to, like Andrew pointed out, that cleanliness of the heater lines, the air conditioning lines, the way the battery sits in there.
Yeah, I fabricated that battery tray too.
And then the bracketry that you made to hold the different things, like the wiring. Look at that. That is super cool. What valve covers are those?
They're from a company called Blue Thunder.
Sure.
Yep.
Any idea how much power it makes?
Yeah, actually, this motor dynoed at right around 400 horsepower average. Same thing with the torque.
Perfect. Man, Andrew, thank you so much for a look at your car.
Sure,
We
thank
have
you.
so much to see here for the REVan channel. This is a great car, and we appreciate you being on the channel.
Yep, thank you, Evan.